Now that LEGO Star Wars the Skywalker saga has finally gotten a release date, you and me all have a big decision to make. Are you going to get the deluxe edition or the standard edition? So to help make that decision easier, I'm going to be going through all the DLC, incentives, bonuses, and basically everything comparing the two, deluxe edition or the original edition. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to stay notified for all new Skywalker Saga news, and let's get right into this. So first of all, number one, I'm just going to tell you straight up, you should get the deluxe edition. I'll go over everything later, but you should definitely get the deluxe edition. It says it right in the name, it's deluxe. It's got so many other stuff, which we'll be going over later. The first thing, just to start us off, I'm going to be going over the price of the two games. So the deluxe edition price is going to be $69.99, basically $70 US, and for us in Canada, it's going to be $90 Canadian. The original edition, so that's the deluxe edition, but the original game, the standard edition, is going to be $59.99, so $60 US, and then $76 Canadian. So it is a full price game. There's not going to be any major discounts until probably like a couple years into this game. So if you really want to wait until you get the discounts, you're not a huge Star Wars fan, then you could wait a couple years. But I definitely recommend getting it as soon as you can and pre-ordering it even better, because below there's a bunch of incentives. So basically, if you pre-order it, you can get some bonuses that you can only get by pre-ordering it, and some of them are actually really cool and could really be cool cosmetics. So depending on which store you have, just to start, depending on which store you purchase them from, this is obviously only the actual physical edition of the game, but depending on which store you sell them from, they'll have different bonuses. So basically, at Best Buy, they have a Han Solo Carbonite Steelbook case. So basically, it's kind of like a case that you can put the actual game disc inside. That's like a dust cover, sort of. At GameStop, they have Lego's miniaturized Lego miniaturized Pose X-Wing from the Rise of Skywalker. So depending on which store you buy them from, they can have different incentives on what they're going to give you. But remember, could be exclusive to your store, so make sure to check. I believe Walmart also has one, but I couldn't find one. But I'm sure Walmart's got another incentive. So check to make sure which store you buy from, and just remember this is only for physical editions. Now I want to talk about the pre-order bonus. So if you pre-order the digital edition of the game, you will get the classic Obi-Wan Kenobi character from 1999. So originally we thought that this was going to be the classic Obi-Wan Kenobi character from LEGO Star Wars the complete saga, but instead this is going to be the 1999 version with the yellow face. This is old Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he will be playable in the game. So it's not actually a physical minifigure. You can actually unlock it and it will be playable in the game, and that can match your other classic characters, which I'll talk about later in the classic characters pack or DLC pack. If you pre-order the game, whether it be digital or disc edition, or whether it be the standard edition or the deluxe edition, you will automatically unlock the Stormtrooper Battle Pack, which I'll go over later. Basically, that contains some Stormtroopers that you can actually play in the game. It's not a physical battle pack that you can actually play like your Lego with. It's an actual battle pack so that you have the characters in the game. But if you don't want to pre-order the game, or if you can't pre-order the game, depending on where you're from, it will be available later for purchase for like $3, probably around $3 US, maybe more Canadian because of the exchange. So then if you order the deluxe edition, you will get 7 DLC packs, each containing 5 pairs for packs and possibly vehicles in each pack, but it's still unknown. I will talk about the vehicles below because I do strongly suggest that there's probably going to be vehicles in that. Basically, that is most of the stuff out of the way. Now I'm going to be talking about the DLCs below. So as far as we know, DLC will not include any levels as far as we know. DLC is purely for characters and chips, and it will include 5 characters per pack, as I said earlier. So don't worry, it will not include any bonus levels as far as we know. In earlier games like LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens, the DLC packs did include levels, but there's nothing been confirmed that they include levels. And personally, even though I'm going to get the deluxe edition, I personally don't like when they make it like only you have to pay the DLC, because personally, levels, they seem like something that everybody would be allowed to play. You don't have to buy them. But if you get the season pass, which is basically the deluxe edition, like I said, you unlock all of the DLCs and then possible levels, and then also the ships that I'll be talking about. So I'm going to talk all about the DLCs right now. So here are the 6 DLC packs. The first one is the Mandalorian Battle Pack 1, Mandalorian Battle Pack 2, Rogue One DLC Pack, Solo a Star Wars Story DLC Pack, Classic Characters Pack, which a lot of people are excited for, Star Wars The Bad Batch Character Pack, And with the pre-order, I'll talk about that after, the Trooper Battle Pack, which I did talk about them over, and I'll go over all of them later. You will also get, if you pre-order the deluxe edition, you will get a blue milk Luke Skywalker Lego minifigure, which is not playable in the game. It's actually a physical Lego minifigure that you can add to your physical collection. And you will also get a clear dust cover for the disc holder, which allows you to unmask Vader. Now, those two that I just said are only for the actual physical edition of the game. The online edition, like I said, you will get if you pre-order the game, you will get the Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is actually playable in the game. So I definitely suggest there's more stuff that you get by actually getting the physical edition of the game. But of course, if you want to get the digital edition, you can. And also, just something to keep in mind is that if you're playing on Xbox or PlayStation, this will take a lot of space on your Xbox and PlayStation because this game is so extensive. It's got so many stuff in it. So another thing to keep in mind is that you might not want to waste up all your space on your Xbox or PlayStation. So let's go over first. Mandalorian Pack 1. Now, just first to tell you is that Grogu is a companion character. I'm going to quickly explain companion characters. Companion characters have been seen throughout the first trailer, and basically a companion character is a character that will follow a character kind of behind you. So Grogu in his pod is going to follow Din Djarin, presumably in his old armor, which I'll talk about. Is going to follow Din Djarin around the map. So you can actually play as Grogu, but another cool detail that I didn't know about this, and it's really cool, is that Din Djarin can actually use the Force because Grogu is next to him. Basically, the companion character, you actually get the abilities of the companion character. So Din Djarin, aka the Mandalorian, if Grogu is a companion character, Din Djarin can use the Force. Even though he doesn't have the Force, Grogu has the Force. I still have a theory that Din Djarin could be Force sensitive, but of course that's for another video. So now let's go through the 5 characters. So first, Din Djarin old armor. So this is his old beaten up Beskar armor that he has in the first episode and then throughout the second episode of The Mandalorian. Next is Cara Dune, who's now fired from Lucasfilm. So this is actually a really complicated one to say. I don't know if they're going to make Lego Cara Dune because the actor, I can't remember her name offhand, but she was fired from Lucasfilm, and we all know about that one. That was pretty sad because it kind of canceled the whole show. I have a whole video going over that, but I don't actually know if she's going to be in this game. This game was made before she got fired. I don't know if they remove a whole character just because she got fired, but they kind of want to act like she never existed, even though, of course, they wouldn't just delete the Mandalorian just because of that. So will she be in the game or will she not? That's a very complicated question to answer. Next is Grief Cargo, who's definitely in the game, Moff Gideon, and Din Djarin new armor, or I have no idea. So it could either be the Din Djarin new armor, his new Beskar armor, or the second option, which is I have no idea. It will most likely be the second option because I think Din Djarin new armor might be reserved for season 2, but I can't think of any other thing that would take this place. Also, if Cara Dune is not in the game, I still don't know what it could be. It could always be the character, the Ugnaught that we got in season 1 that was killed, and IG-11 could be the next 2 characters that we are. I think IG-11 would most likely be in this game, so it's most likely IG-11 is on this list. I just didn't include those two because I don't really know if they're going to be in the game. They didn't really play such a huge role in the show, but it's most likely the Ugnaught or IG-11. And last but least, the Razor Crest would be the ship, which would come with your character. So you could fly around the Razor Crest as your ship. Next, the Mandalorian Pack 2. So Grogu, again, is a companion character. Next is going to be Din Djarin new armor or Cobb Vanth. I couldn't decide if Din Djarin new armor was going to be Mandalorian Pack 1 or Mandalorian Pack 2. It could be in either of them, leaning more towards Mandalorian Pack 1 most likely, but then again, the Ugnaught wouldn't be Mandalorian Pack 1. So it's a little bit of a complicated thing to choose, but if he's not, then Cobb Vanth. Now, the reason I chose Cobb Vanth is because he was a really cool character from the Legends, and I think it would be really cool to see him in Lego form, but then again, he didn't play such a role, so it's really hard to decide. Next is Bo-Katan Kryze, Ahsoka Tano, his Grief Karga Season 2 look, and then Boba Fett. So that gives you 5 characters right there. It's most likely going to be Cobb Vanth, like I said, but those are the other characters. I've heard a lot of people say that Boba Fett might not be in this pack because Boba Fett's going to get his own pack, but I believe that would be a whole different character. I don't know how they're going to play it, but Boba Fett's most likely going to be in this pack. Next is going to be, for the ship, it's going to be Slave 1 or Fire Spray, because that's what they're rebranding at Disney, because they can't use the word Slave, Mandalorian Edition. So I know Slave 1 is already included, but Slave 1, the Mandalorian Edition, it looks a little different. I'd say they could include Slave 1 as the ship. I don't see any other ship that they can include. They wouldn't include like a broken version of the Razor Crest. That's always possible, but I believe it's most likely Slave 1 or a modified version of Slave 1. Okay, next I will go into the Star Wars the Bad Batch Battle Pack. So in the Star Wars the Bad Batch Battle Pack, Omega will not be included because I haven't actually designed a Lego Omega yet. I bet you they'll do that until they start merchandising on Star Wars the Bad Batch Season 2 with the Lego sets. So here we go. Hunter, Tech, Wrecker, Crosshair, Echo, are the characters. That's 5 characters right there. I know that was a little quick, but that's basically, they don't have any last names. So I'll repeat again. Hunter, Tech, Wrecker, Crosshair, Echo. Those are the 5 characters, which we have not really seen in LEGO before. We have seen a little sneak peek, and it'll be really interesting to see. Then the ship that comes with them is going to be the Havoc Marauder, which is the ship that they fly. Next, I want to talk about the Rogue One DLC. So in the Rogue One DLC, we have Jyn Erso, I believe is her name, Cassian Andor, Buddy Rock, who you probably don't know who he is, but he's actually the pilot who says, I'm the pilot, I'm the pilot. He's the pilot in Rogue One. K2SO, the droid. Blaze Malbus, who's the guy with like the minigun. Chirrut Im, the blind guy who beats people up, and he's the one who says, I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me. Now, the problem with this is that there's actually 6 characters that I just listed here. So the only possible fix for that would be that Cassian is not on this list. Now, the reason why I'm saying Cassian is not on this list is because Cassian could get his own battle pack for his own show, the Cassian Andor show, which is rumored to come around sometimes in May. Though I've also heard some rumors that the Obi-Wan Kenobi series is actually going to come first, and I believe that's actually most likely. So I don't know if Cassian is going to be included on this list, but we know that they're going to include 5 characters. They could always make an exception and include 6 characters on this character pack, but I kind of doubt that. And then the ship that will come with this is the U-Wing. Next is the Solo Star Wars Story DLC. So young Han, young Lando, played by Donald Glover, Tobias Beckett, Kira, who is Han's girlfriend in this, young Chewbacca, who will have his younger appearance and will most likely have the grenade pack that he's always wearing around his neck. And then the last one is the Millennium Falcon Solo Edition will be the ship. So next is the Classic Characters Pack. Now originally, like I said at the beginning, we thought this was going to be characters from LEGO Star Wars the Complete Saga, but then it was revealed that this is going to be the 1999 versions of the character with the yellow faces, or in Lando's condition, he was the first character that actually had a face of color and that wasn't yellow. So Lando Calrissian, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Leia Organa, and Darth Vader. And then if you get the digital edition, like I said earlier, you'll get the Obi-Wan Kenobi. So these 5 characters were actually the first characters to ever be made in LEGO back in 1999 when they released the first set, which I believe was most likely the Millennium Falcon, I believe is what it was. I don't actually know what it was, but these are definitely some very cool characters that I'm really excited to see what they're going to look like. They're going to be slightly tweaked from what they were, so don't expect them to be exactly like that, but no major tweaks. They're going to look the exact same. They're going to be retro, basically. And then the Millennium Falcon from A New Hope or the Death Star, because I'm pretty sure the Millennium Falcon in A New Hope is already going to be a playable ship, and the Death Stars are going to be playable ship. So it's really hard to decide, but I think it's going to be the Millennium Falcon from A New Hope, and then it's going to be like the old version of it, or the Death Star from New Hope. It's going to be like the old version of it, so like it looks old, and then the dish on the top is going to be like old. So basically not as smooth of edges as we now have. Now last but least is the Stormtrooper Battle Pack. So this one was actually newly announced last time with the trailer, so we do have actually everything that's been revealed, so that's pretty cool. So it's the Death Trooper from Rogue One, the Incinerator Trooper from Mando Season 1. You might not remember that one. I'll pop a picture up right now. The Range Trooper, the Shore Trooper, the Mimban Trooper, which is actually only barely seen in Solo Star Wars Story, and then the ship that will come with it is either a TIE Fighter or a TIE Reaper. Now, a TIE Reaper, you might not know what it is. It's a ship that Nat's sister uses in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and it's briefly seen in Rogue One, but that's basically a transport ship that basically transports stormtroopers. So there's no really ship that these characters would use, but it's most likely a TIE Reaper because that's basically the transport ship. So I guess that would be kind of like what the stormtroopers use, or it could always be a TIE Fighter, but I believe a TIE Fighter would probably already be in the game, so it's most likely, I'm like 99% sure it's going to be TIE Reaper. So this is everything you basically need to know about the pre-order bonuses and DLCs. Took me a while to get this list together, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button. LEGO Star Wars the Skywalker Saga is coming April 5th, 2022, and I will have a couple links below in case you want to purchase the game. They're not links that are connected with like me getting money, whatever those are called. Those are not those kind of links. They're basically the same links that you would get on Google. But if you want to help support the channel, hit that subscribe button below. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, please like and subscribe, and bye.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
So be it, Jedi. Huh?